Let's go, let's go, let's go. Dick, dick, right? Dick, dick, they can't even pass on me. I walk around with all the damn ass on me. Yeah, dick, dick, yeah, dick, dick. They can't even pass on me. I walk around with all the damn ass on me. Okay, now face down, ass up. That's the way I like to fuck. Puss doesn't.
Hello, everybody. It's your girl LP, aka London Paris, and we are back with another episode of Welcome to London Paris, My World. How is everybody doing today? I am doing lovely. So a little bit about myself. I am working on a lot right now. Shout out to Head Event Music Group. Shout out to Adjust to Culture and my manager, music manager, Vic Wall. Shout out to my team. We've been working on a lot of songs, projects coming out for the world. And I'm excited, and I can't wait for you guys to enjoy the journey with me as an artist, as an up-and-coming artist. I'm so excited. I would describe my music as more so like soul R&B. It's amazing. I can't being able to record yourself and being creative, tapping into that side of everything as an artist. It's just taught me a lot on how to just be in your own element. And my manager taught me a lot too, so shout out to him. He taught me being in your own element. It just helps you be more creative, be yourself. So yeah, but yes, we are about to go on break, and we will be back with my special guest here in a little bit.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and I'm here with the homie Big Wall, and you are now tuned in to Address the Culture, where we're addressing everything in the culture. Keep it locked.
Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come and address the culture, huh?
Young and AZ, man. Stay tuned in, man. We just getting started, man. We addressing the culture.
Hi everybody, we are back from break, and I would like to introduce my special guest. What I would like to describe her music as fun, soulful, as she would say, fusing and soulfulness. So my special guest is Melanin Monroe. I don't know if I said the first one right, but it's Monroe. How are you doing?
It's all good. Who knew I was going to choose a name right? That was going to be difficult to pronounce. I would have never thought. But so it's Melanin Monroe, like the skin, right?
Melanin, and he got you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so happy to be here with you, Lunndon. This is dope.
And I'm happy to have you. Yes. So we're going to get right into the questions, beautiful.
Let's do it.
So how do you I love your energy. So how did you get your name?
So I fused it, right? The same I do with my genre of music. The genre is trap soul. The name came from melanin, right? I'm melanated. I'm a melanated woman. And then the last name, of course, is Monroe. I look to Marilyn Monroe as like an icon. you know, and we see her so many ways show up. In her personal life, there was a lot of struggle. There was a journey of independence where she tried to integrate herself as a woman early on in the legacy of film and being an actress. And she also helped African Americans through an era where it was difficult for them to perform live even. And so I just leaned into her. But first, I led with my melanin and my melanated skin.
Yes, honey. That is, and you're very beautiful too. You have beautiful skin.
Thank you so
and
much.
Yes, Marilyn Monroe is a very, she's different, she's unique. So I can understand why she's your idol. She's very, she has good history in the
She does.
entertainment industry. Yeah, she has an interesting story. So, yeah.
She absolutely does. So people, if you guys don't know about Marilyn Monroe, tap in. And of course, the blonde hair, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
She does have blonde hair.
I
Yes.
I was brought up with, if you're darker skin, if you're browner skin, then you shouldn't wear blonde hair. It's not becoming.
Oh, that is a lie.
Yeah,
I
even
cannot
in the
quite
workplace, I was frowned upon for dyeing my hair blonde. And so now I'm like, nah, we can be blondes. Blondes have beautiful, blondes can be any complexion. And of
Yeah,
course, we're all so.
most definitely. It doesn't matter what skin tone you are. That doesn't matter. Like
No.
I'm all about being natural too, but at the end of the day, this is what I would say to that, like, just be you. If you wanted to be blue, be blue. If you want to do red, just do you. Like,
You got
that's
it. You got the idea.
That's just expressing who you are, your personality. When you put on that nice outfit, it allows you to feel good. You know, I don't know, just I just
Yeah,
hate
I get it.
I cannot stand that. That's discriminating.
Yeah, no, and that's what happens, right? That's what's happening to some little boy or some little girl somewhere. They're just trying to live out their individuality and their best self. And so my movement, Blonde Shit movement, is all about that. Like, we're on Blonde Shit, whether you're a blonde or not. It's about being your best you, whoever that is that you want to be.
Exactly. Tapping into you. Being who you are, being that creative self, that authentic self. Yes. It's all about that. Oh, see, I know. I love you.
I love you. Like, it's the energy, you know? Like, it's so easy to match energy, especially when it's a bright.
Almost definitely, for sure. So, how would you, who are you, like, as an artist? Who is
as an artist, I'm a trap soul artist. So for me, I grew up hustling, and I grew up in a very, very like impoverished lifestyle. Like, we were actually broke. Like, mustard sandwiches were a thing if we had bread. Like, rats and roaches were a common thing. Like, it wasn't abnormal for us. Like, we didn't even know how broke we were. You know, just having VCRs or I don't even know what you call them anymore, but living in an era where you have DVDs and not even having DVDs or cable or even light, you know. And so I have soul mixed in my genre, because I feel like that's where soul comes from. It comes from trap, it comes from poverty, it comes from hardship, it comes from the hustle. All of that brings us soulful music, but I don't forget to leave the trap out, because that's what made me.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Never forget where you come from. Absolutely. Yeah, that's important. That's crazy, girl. So I understand you, like, when you see coming from nothing, like me as myself as a woman too, where I come from the DR. I came from nothing, from the bottom too, and that's why I'm grateful for everything that I have now and what God has blessed me with. So I totally understand you, but it made you the woman you are today. So you don't look like what you've been through.
No, like, I thank God too, and shout out to the Dominican Republic. Hey, my dad is from the Dominican Republic. Santo Domingo Central. Yeah, don't play about it. No,
Yes,
but-
honey.
yeah.
That's amazing.
No, but I'm glad
Yeah.
I don't look like where I've come from, and I want to be a walking, breathing, living testimony that you're
Oh,
not
yes.
a product of your environment.
No, you are not.
You don't
Say
have
that
to be.
again. Say that
Yeah,
again.
just get
Oh,
it.
wow.
I think it's one thing to tell people like, oh, you don't have to be like that, or things are gonna look up, but it's another thing to be the example of what you don't have to be, what you don't have to allow to take you. You know what I mean? And that's in every
Absolutely.
aspect of life. You don't just have to exist, but you can live and live beautifully.
Yes, yes, you can. Absolutely. But you have to be around the like-minded people in order to push that greatness out of you too. Because
Yeah,
like we're always around people who don't push that greatness out of us, and it causes us to like, that's when you have to come in as you
yeah,
and push yourself like, okay, it doesn't matter if these
yeah.
people around me not pushing me, I'm pushing myself. So but I understand. That's crazy.
I think too, like if you don't have those people in your corner, like for people who are looking at us and they're saying, well, I don't have anybody, like you pray that person up, you manifest that person, you can actually manifest people into your life and into that corner. Like shout out to my manager. I feel like I manifested him like the first year of this thing, which it's now been just a little over a year and a half, but it was hard building a brand. And I'm like, I need help. And then from the heavens, I feel like shout out to TJ Supa. He fell in my lap. And it's all about manifestation. Like if you
Yes,
need
it
those
is.
people, manifest them in your life.
Yeah, speak things into the atmosphere, into existence. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's beautiful. So, what first got you into music?
Oh, I've always loved music. Like I've loved music since I can remember. Like man, I remember like one of my earliest memories is one of my uncles coming over and him saying that this little scribble that I wrote on a paper was actually something. It was a story or it was a song. He was constantly pretending that even though I couldn't write yet, that I was doing something grand. And then there was like church. When I saw the choir thing for the first time, I wanted to be up there. I wasn't in a position where I could be up there though. My first talent show, I wanted to sing. I never got the opportunity to sing. There's been all of these times in my life where I couldn't focus on music or I couldn't participate in music that I feel like I missed out on, and that craving never went away.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah,
Thank
girl.
you.
It's never gonna go away, like you said. It's gonna stick with you forever, especially when it's your calling.
Yeah.
I always see you can run from your calling, but it's always gonna find its way back to you.
Oh my
No matter
God.
what.
Like
Oh,
that.
like it is. Cause I tried to run from my calling too, like singing and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? This is what God wants me to do because He keeps giving me signs and
Yes.
giving me like, okay, no, this is what, Darda, this is what you need to be doing. So yeah, that's what you need to be doing, girl. Is the music and
Right
you know,
here.
forever pushing that out every day of your life, you know.
And I actually feel like for once, Lunndon, like I'm in my purpose. Like try being good at everything and you're good at it, but you're not happy. That's the difference between walking in your purpose and just doing what you have to do to live and survive and have a good quality of life.
Understood. Yeah, I totally understand you. It's all about finding balance.
Yes, and I'm glad that you started like stop worrying about everything else and started focusing on your passion. Like that's dope.
Yeah, most definitely, for sure. You have to. You got to take the focus off of everything else and just focus on just you.
Absolutely.
And it's not selfish. I mean, it's just that I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I'm on I'm trying to be able to go get somewhere, and you have to make sacrifices. And I learned that. You got to. You have
Yes.
Some people are
Yeah.
not going to understand it, but it's not for everybody to understand.
No, no, it's not. I'm with you. Like I could not agree with you more. It's not going to be easy. Your journey's not going to be easy, but nothing that's worth it ever comes easy.
At all. It's not an easy road, girl, but it's necessary and it's worth it. Like,
Yeah,
it really
for
is.
sure.
Yeah. So how would you describe the music that you create?
It's for everybody. I describe it as relatable music. I did one for civil unrest and injustice. It's called Pray. That one is a lot more soulful than some of my other songs, but it's focusing on everything that occurred, you know, for civil unrest and the people that were harmed and my thoughts and my feelings around that. So
Yeah.
people should check that out. And then there's Rich Bitch. It's a collab with some of the other local artists here in Arizona and Trina. And it's kind of an urban female anthem, like, go get you a rich bitch. She's a hustler. She knows what to do with her money. She's going to do what she's got to do for her money. And it's, you know, it's a bag. She's a bag lady. So Rich Bitch, Just in Case, and From the City, like all of those are real vibey music. I want to create music that people can ride to, get dressed for work to, unreleased to. It's a vibe. I just want to be a vibe.
Yes, most definitely. And you are a vibe. You're most definitely a vibe for sure. I listen to your music and you have really great music. You have great energy. You do.
Thank you.
It's like any other artist, you know, coming into the game, you know, you gotta, it's all about finding your sound, and that's the main part. But you got it. Just keep pushing.
Thank you.
Keep pushing. I love your creativity. Just keep going.
I will promise. That's my word.
Yeah, most definitely. So, how does it feel to be a up and coming female artist in the game, and what are like the obstacles you face?
It feels incredible. So that's first, right? It feels incredible. I think I grew a fan base very early, and it's like having babies. Like when you have babies, you don't want to disappoint your kids, right? And I think my audience is like something I gave birth to, and I don't want to disappoint them. So that's what it means to just be an overall artist and coming into the game. Like, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm in this until I'm a household name.
Yes.
And then, yeah, and then it's the other element of feeling like you're going to make a change for someone else. What you're doing is going to mean the change for someone else. It's going to be the actualization, the realization for others and for someone that they can chase their dream, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, it's becoming like when you become a singer or rapper, you also become a leader too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think honestly, some of the obstacles are just like, so they say in the United States of America, being a rapper is one of the most dangerous professions.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, and I have some experiences. Yeah, I've had some experiences already where it's like it's been dangerous. Like, I have security nowadays. I'm very, very careful with my property and who I allow in my personal space. Just because of things that have happened. I've had my property, including my vehicle, vandalized. I've been threatened. Yeah. So it's a very, very interesting industry to be in. And I would say that you just really have to have the stomach for it.
Yes, you do. It's cutthroat.
You
have to have tough skin. Yeah. You have to go in the game with tough skin. Like, it'll chew you out. Like, trust me, I understand you. So, but at the end of the day, like when you're a warrior and you're called for something, or you're the chosen one, you know, you can't stop just because it is a cutthroat game.
No.
God already, you know, created that special place in the music industry made for you. So
I exactly that, right? Like, I don't fear anything but God.
Yeah, most definitely. Absolutely. So what is your creative process like as an artist?
I guess I'm what people call old school because I still use a pen and paper, and I guess everyone else uses their phones now. I need the ink to the pad, like no joke, because I'm like this. I will crumble it up and be like, that's not it. Do this and then scratch it out and make it better. And
Yeah.
I'm like difficult, like I'm difficult too about it because I'm the engineer. I engineer my own music.
Oh, that's
Um,
beautiful.
I am so picky, and like you can never as an engineer feel like your work is done. So I have to learn like when to pull back and be like, it's done. Leave it alone and release the song already.
Yeah. Understood. Yes, 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 yes. You have to you give yourself some room to be like, yeah, that was good. Good,
Yeah.
great job. Pat yourself on the back and just know that it's good.
That's so hard though, right? 'Cause when you
Yeah,
hear your own stuff or you look at
yeah.
your own picture,
Oh, yes, yes.
you will poke at it, poke at it, poke at it, and you push it all away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do the same thing, so I'm in here with you. I understand
Yes,
you.
I know you know already. I know you know already.
Yes, I do. Yeah, you just gotta, be patient with self when you're recording and all of that. Just be patient with yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I will
Yeah,
take that with me.
yes, most definitely do so. So we're gonna take a break. And after this break, we're gonna hear more from my special guest, Monroe. Hello, culture. It's your girl LP, aka Lunndon Paris.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Dick, woo, dick, right, dick, dick.
And I want you guys to tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m.
Around with all the damn ass on me. Yeah, dick, dick, yeah, dick.
Are you tuned in with the culture? As soul, come holla at your girl, Lunndon Paris. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. I would love to share your story with the world right here on Address the Culture. Hi everybody, we are back with my beautiful guest, Monroe, the beautiful lady. So Monroe, for artists that are watching you in the world, like to be the artists that would like to be in a better position, what would you say? What would you tell them? How do they go from being a good artist to a great artist? What advice would you give them?
Believing in yourself is the very first thing in life. If you need to believe in yourself to further yourself in anything you want to do. Second, this game is 70% hustle, 30% talent. You have to understand business. You have to understand marketing. There's so much that you have to understand if you're going to be an independent artist. If you don't have an entire machine around you, study up. Studying up is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Understanding that there's entire elements and credentials that you need to actually be an artist is the first thing. Then you bring your talent, because that 30% goes a long way. Other people don't have the talent that you believe that you have. So study up and then apply your talent and believe that you can do it.
Absolutely. That's great advice, Monroe. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit, because I read your bio that your manager sent me. I wanted to get into a little bit about the part where he discussed you talking about the afraid to speak out and it's free. You know that is that like a organization that you're working on? Is that like, was that like a quote?
Afraid to speak out. Did I hear
Yeah,
you?
he was saying about the women afraid to speak out, and speak out is that an organization that you're
No,
working on?
no,
Okay, I was
just maybe a quote from me.
yeah.
I just think that women should be unapologetically themselves. Even if that means that you're sexy and you're sexual, if that's who you are, be that. Like you said, if you have green, purple hair vibes of you, do that. If you are not the makeup or the stereotypical woman, whatever that is, you know, if you're not People magazine material, you're still sexy, you're still beautiful, you still are the shit. And so I just think that all women, and I should say all people, because there are so many variations of people, they should just be who they are, and unapologetically so. The thing that made me who I am is that somebody told me, like, you can do it. All you have to do is be yourself. And that's all I do. And so far, I think it's been a great 2 years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, how do you feel about the entertainment industry and how it impacts the internet, like in a good way and a bad way? How do you feel like it impacts the internet?
So I mean, there are so many elements of the entertainment industry, like, what's a good example? Okay, Will Smith hitting Chris Rock, right? Like, that had negative and positive impacts on the internet. Some people believe that he was standing up for his wife, and some people believe he was absolutely wrong for using violence on someone else, right? The internet and the industry are the exact same way. You're going to have good output and you're going to have good input, and it's really all going to depend on people's moral compass. Some things will bother others more than it will bother another group. It's just, you know, a part of the hip hop culture. And some of this is embedded in the hip hop culture. So I don't know, it's like all facets of life, right? You're going to have good impacts and negative impacts depending on that group's moral compass. Wherever their morals and values are set is going to determine what impacts it has. And like we do with our kid or underage people, like, we monitor the internet. We as adults have the same option to monitor what we see, hear, and indulge in on the internet.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. As adults, we have a big say so in what our youth do too as well. Like, I absolutely agree with you. It starts with adults. I feel like if the head is not able to lead, then the tail is not able to follow. So you gotta be, as the head, you gotta be able to, lead in order for your babies to follow. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, it's exactly that basic concept.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Where do you get your inspiration from?
From seeing people who didn't chase their dream, from seeing the artists who did chase their dream. I think it comes from all over the place. I think I set out to do something and people stood behind me, and that inspired me. And then more people stood behind me and I was further inspired. People like Tina Turner. Tina Turner overcame huge obstacles, where she was from, who she married, child rearing, and she broke free from every obstacle and became Tina Turner. So huge inspiration. Anyone who never had the courage to chase their dream inspired me to do that.
Absolutely. I totally understand you. Walking into somebody else's footsteps and creating that that way of being your own artist and doing things on your own as well. Like it's amazing feeling. Like you have inspirations, but you're also being yourself at the end of the day. You're not like you're inspired, but I'm still walking in that my own path. You know what I mean? But yeah, girl, like I said, I've listened to your music over and over again way before this interview, and yeah, just keep pushing, queen. Anything that you want to do, or anything that how you want your music to sound, let it be that. Don't allow anybody to control you. You're the artist, you make the decisions. Be you, bring you and your music, because it shows, and you sound so good. You really do.
Thank you.
So what would you like to say to your supporters that's watching?
Thank you. Thank you 1,000 times over. I imagine that I would have supporters. I imagine that they would come in masses. But did I think it would happen so soon? Absolutely not. Like, I didn't fathom a year and a half ago, when I was head deep in chords and trying to figure out how to record, that I would have so many people that believed in me, and I appreciate every last one of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely have to support the ones around us, the people that did help us along our journey. So
Yeah.
Shout out to you for doing that, because a lot of people forget about that, you know. So before we end the show, before we get out of here, I want to end the show by you telling the supporters, the fans, the culture, where they could find you on all social media like sites.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, you guys. Melanin Monroe, MELANIN Monroe 1.0 on Instagram. The Melanin Monroe on Facebook. melaninmonroe.fyi is my website, and I'm the one and only Melanin Monroe everywhere else.
Period. You heard what she said. Yes. And you can find your girl LP Lunndon on Instagram at Lunndon P. You can find my fan page on Facebook at Lunndon Purist Music, and any other social media site like YouTube, everything else, you can find me Lunndon P. Also, go and follow Address the Culture, my team, Head Event Music Group, all of that good stuff. So Monroe, I would love to do some work with you in the future, as up and coming female artists, if you're okay with that. My music will be dropping soon, but I do have a remix out, so you can go take a listen to that and see how you know what I mean?
Let's get it done. It's already in the book. Let's go. Yes, I would love to do that. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. So let's get that popping. So we are going to get out of here. It was nice having you on the show, beautiful. Thank you for coming through. You spoke about some very valuable things that the culture needs and need to hear. So I appreciate you for coming. It was an honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, culture family, for joining us on another episode of London, Paris, My Road. And we will see you guys right back here on another episode next Thursday, every other Thursday at 7 p.m. Bye, family.
Blanche.
Let's go. Dick. Woo. Dick. Right. Dick. Dick. They can't even pass on me. I walk around with all the damn ass on me. Yeah, dick, dick, yeah, dick, dick. They can't even pass on me. I walk around with all the damn ass on me. Okay, now face down, ass up. That's the way I like to fuck. Puss doesn't.
Dressing the culture, I'ma dress the culture, huh? Dressing